We got to stop always wanting to be seen all the time whenever we're trying to grow. We all have those moments, of course, and I do too. You feel like you want someone to notice, you want someone to applaud what your efforts are. But who's to say that your efforts is greater than somebody else's? Who's to say that your life is going so bad that you would rather, take someone else's struggles and go on about their life, right? But if we were to look at somebody else's life, you still would not take anyone else's problems. So we have to stop confusing growth with visibility. We have to stop seeing that what we do behind closed doors, right, is going to matter whenever people start to see our successes. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter, because somebody else can be doing exactly what you're doing and still not see success. You could be doing exactly what somebody else is doing and still not see success, because it's not within your timeline that things are going to happen. It's not within your timeline that you're going to prove everybody wrong. It's not because of that. It's not because of your emotions is why everything is going to happen for you. It's because God already had grace and a plan for you in that time. But we have to be able to sit in our invisible season, our quiet seasons, our silent seasons long enough to realize that it's not important to be growing visibly for everybody else to be judging you and what you're going through and what you're trying to do. It's not for everybody else to be seeing. If God wanted that to happen, then he would put that into the air. He will allow for other people to be with you and guide you and to be along the journey with you. But we are so confused with thinking that growth is supposed to be visible. Visibility is just a result. That's not a requirement, right? So God didn't put you in the struggle or into the stressful situation, right, and then allow that to happen for you to just grow and show out for everybody else. No, sometimes you're supposed to just grow within yourself. Grow so then you have a lesson to tell your kids or tell someone else or tell within yourself, or to learn something about yourself. Learn more about yourself than what you should do about anybody else in this life. If you learn so much about yourself, then you will realize that your boundaries and your priorities are not going to match with everybody else's. So you're not going to waste your time with trying to be aligned with everybody else. If you try to be aligned with everybody that comes into your life, you will waste so much time, because not everybody's aligned with you. But you won't know that unless you know yourself. So growing in behind closed doors is way better, way more important than growing visibly to everybody else. Your visible success has nothing to do and will not even equate to the amount of work that it took whenever you were actually down and out, or whenever you weren't the person that you are becoming, that you will be, right? Whenever you get to that moment when you're like, man, I gotta look back at all the years that it took me to work and not know what I'm doing, not know where I'm going, failing one day after another, and continuing to push, continuing to strive, and seeing that it wasn't important, right? It was. I had to stop confusing growth with visibility. Stop confusing growth with results. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with it. Growth comes from you. Growth is something that needs to happen regardless whether you have $1 billion or whether you have $1. It doesn't matter. Growth happens within each and every one of us differently. But we have to see that it doesn't matter if everybody else sees it. It matters importantly is if you see it and if you know it. Because roots grow underground first, right? Right? So you can't expect the tree, right, to already be grown within the ground. Then you would have never seen the growth within it. Of course, you could never already see that you were going to have $1 million in your bank account. Now, some people could have that, but it doesn't. But for this video per se, it's more of saying that you have to grow something. You have to grow a legacy. Somebody had to grow that wealth. Somebody had to grow that talent. Somebody had to grow that gift. Somebody had to grow that business. Someone had to grow, you know what I'm saying, the family situation. Someone had to do it. So growth happened behind closed doors, though, because someone made a decision in their mind to be able to do something and they followed through with it. And once it happened, everything else opened up for them. All these other doors opened up for them. It wasn't because they tried to achieve everything more than what they thought they could achieve. It was because they just achieved what they wanted to. And when they achieved what they wanted to, they achieved so much more than what they thought they could do. And God is trying to show us this now. God is trying to do with us with this now. Is to show us and tell us that we are able to do so much more and be so much more and have so much more if we trust in him. If we stop confusing growth to be in the open, in the public, rather than behind closed doors. Just know who you are going to be. Learn more about yourself than anybody else. Because you are here alone. You came here alone, you will die alone. So you can't be looking for other people to go along this journey with you each and every step of the way. Learn about yourself. Know that God already has a plan for you. God knows God has loved you. God has blessed you. And I appreciate you for catching me on this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I will catch y'all on the next one.